Hi and welcome back, explorers, to another gameplay video. And today we're gonna play some more Orwell. And last time we played, I made a few really bad choices, and I looked into a computer which were monitored by the target person in question, Nina Matanova. So she was actually killed in action, which wasn't my intent. So she might have left her kid behind, and yeah, it was a gruesome part of this investigation. We have almost cleared Harrison from the bombings. We believe he is not prime suspect at the moment. Then we have Abraham that actually have said to Nina before she died that he was sorry about the bombings. He didn't mean that anyone should be killed or something. So he's definitely a person that was involved in the bombings, and we haven't heard that much about him yet. So we've read a lot about him, but we haven't actually looked into his person yet. And then we have this hacker initiate target that is a bit weird. He's going in and trying to engage with the persons that are looked at, and he's actually tipped Nina off and so on. So yeah, interesting. So let's start the next day of our investigation, see what this day will bring us. Memory hole. Okay, episode 4. So we see here. There is Symes. Oh, back again, Yes. I still can't believe what happened yesterday. We got the perpetrator for the bombings, everything looked that way, but at what cost? I mean, did we do the right thing? Flag Miss Matanova as dangerous? Did we kill her in the end? Oh, I wish I could talk. You could talk to me at least this one time. Speaking into this one-way channel feels like barking at the wall endlessly. Worst of all, as you found out, Abraham Goldfelds seems to have incited and planned the assaults. We need to get him today. There must be some lead on him we have overlooked. We'll keep observing all the others in case we learn something new. Yes, we will. You didn't have to tell me twice. So our tree here is quite extensive now. I wonder if I can actually zoom in the tree as well. Nope, just move around in it. So we have the police database, we have some headlines, we have Harrison's timeline. We have some people at the parties updated. Let's look at this people. I guess it's just the facing is removed, I guess. Yeah. So they removed this defacing of Catherine Delacox. So that's back in line again. So what has Harrison written? Oh, Harrison O'Donnell posted on 16th of every April. Off to a slow start on this chilled Sunday morning. This is gonna be a day I fucking feel it. be my day, I fucking feel it. Oh, in case anybody doesn't recognize the woman next to me, let me know. Okay. Anybody? Okay, in case anybody recognized the woman next to me, let me know. Just kidding, obviously. Don't be mad at me, Martha. So this is the life when you get good money from the national corruptor. I'll get in now. Okay. So Peter is still really angry at him for selling out, I guess. writing in the newspaper, is that selling out when you are punk rock? I don't know. Alleged perpetrator of Bonton bombings dead. Okay, so let's read that. Nina, listen, I don't like reports either. We need to cover the fact that this happened somewhere in public. Cannot frighten people. Sometimes their truth and ours have to divert for the common good. Okay, so is there something different in this report? The perpetrator of the recent attacks across Bonton has been identified and arrested. Or killed? A special forces team stormed the flat of Nina Maternova yesterday evening after evidence suggested that she was the lead suspect in the case. When confronted by the special forces, Nina Maternova drew a firearm and fired at the police. The team returned fire, killing the suspect in process. Upon searching the apartment of the deceased, special forces discovered nearly half a dozen additional homemade explosive devices, which Nina had created with easily accessible chemicals, hardware and military equipment. Investigative forces has indicated that the military-grade equipment belonged to Nina Maternova during her military service, which she was allowed to keep when she was dishonorably discharged in 2011. Whether this might pose a motive for Nina Maternova to commit the assault is only speculative at this time. Upon receiving the news, Secretary of Security Catherine Delacox showed relief. Our endeavor to find this evil individual has finally been crowned with success. I have never had any doubt about the capability of our investigative methods. This concludes a dark chapter in the history of Bonton and all the nation, Delacox stated. Okay, yeah, that's not really what happened, but almost. I wonder if they actually found some evidence of bombs at Nina's place. So let's see. Heavy rainstorm ravaged Bonton and Fairway View. Strong squirrels of low Matilda uproots trees, damaged cars and buildings in Bonton Fairview area. 4 people get injured. Firefighters called more than 300 times. Forecasts had predicted a bad weather for Saturday, but no one have been expecting harrowing results of this magnitude. Trees were uprooted in the Bonton Fairview area, obstructing streets and burying cars underneath them. Luckily, there have been no casualties reported, with only 4 people being injured. In contrast to that, the material damage is expected to reach into the millions. Firefighters in the area called to more than 300 operations and temporarily had a hard time to respond. Meteorologists have confirmed the storm caused by low Matilda is among the 10 worst rainstorms in history of Bonton Fairview since the very beginning of weather recordings. So bad weather. And then we have a gym founder, Ronson. Okay, our very own Jeffrey Paxton got the exclusive chance to interview gym founder Tyler Ronson after opening his 100th fitness studio. Okay, your startup just opened the 100th gym in the nation. How does that make you feel, Ronson? Good. The projection magazine reported you actually went to the grand opening in person to test out all the equipment. Let me emphasize this. Every single piece by yourself before you would give the green light. Is this accurate? Of course. I did that in every gym studio I've opened. Really? You must be kidding me for sure. I do not kid. So I understand that you come from a pretty poor background. Your family had 6 children to feed and your father was unable to find work for a large amount of your childhood. How did you overcome these obstacles to become a nationwide respected entrepreneur? My father always told my brothers and me, boys, there is not a problem you cannot solve. Go out and face whatever hinders you and punch it in the face as hard as you can. So I did exactly that. An interesting metaphor. It's not a metaphor. What do you mean by that? I went to the bank of my parents. They were highly in debt to this bank. I went straight to the manager and punched him in the face as hard as I could. I have to admit, I'm, surprised to say the least. What effect did that have? At first, he went down pretty hard, hit his head on the glass table, but when he had recovered, he was impressed of my strength and my boldness. He suggested an investment model for a gym chain. Then I came up with the name Gym. So what does Gym stand for anyway? I think you never actually told anyone. Will you tell our readers? It stands for Gym. It's all capitals because I thought it would look like it had more energy that way. Okay, so he's the brain of the operation, I see. Okay, let's continue here. Maternova. Arrest records. Multiple homicides were the charge. Arresting officer redacted. Holding facility redacted. When prompted to surrender, the suspect instead shouted out aggressively while producing a firearm, aiming at one of the executing special agents. The suspect then opened fire, wounding special agent, redacted, on the left shoulder. In defense, the special agent, redacted, drew his pistol and returned fire. As the situation briefing had already suggested to proceed with extreme caution, the suspect was hit in the chest twice, causing her to collapse. An ambulance was called, but the paramedics were unable to resuscitate the target. Time of death was announced at the scene. Okay, so now we have looked at all the new data in the different news outlets. So let's look at what Juliet and Harrison are talking about. Ugh, yeah, O'Donnell speaking. Harrison, it's Juliet. Isn't your office number? You're working on a Sunday? Look, as much as I appreciate that I'm once again so important to you, I'm a bit in between things. Harrison, Nina is dead. Quit bullshitting me. Not funny. Take a look at the TBN if you don't believe me. What? She been associated with Bontin's bombings. I can't believe it. Nina, you stupid piece of... Why the all hell... There's more. I spoke to her yesterday. She called me. I never heard her so scared. Said she was being tracked by someone needed to skip town. She just wanted to let me know what was going on in case anything happened to her. She Then she packed a few things and went on her way. Wait. What do you mean by tracked by someone? She suspected someone to be wiretapping her calls. She wasn't exactly willing to talk about it. I don't know for sure, but I think it could have been the police. Oh, this is fucking brilliant. How long until they discover the connection to us? Huh? They might be listening to this very call as we are fucking speaking about Nina. Why would they? We didn't do anything, or did we? Did you? No, damn it. But it's becoming blatantly obvious those government assholes are trying to set us up. The bombs were exactly where we held our protests. Then those letters with the song Abe obsessed about. And now you tell me you have been in contact with Nina just yesterday. Pretty much proof that they've been waiting for. We're cooked. Oh, you really believe that the government has it in for us? I thought you and the government were best friends forever now after reading your opinion pieces. For what reason would they be after us? Why now? What did we do? Speak up against them one too many times? The fuck do I know? We should seek help, just in case. Help? Who's gonna help us? Joseph Langley? Might be worth a shot. Who? Cassandra's lawyer. Don't you remember? Fricking lawyer. What do you want him to do? Bust law enforcement? The government? He understands our situation. Abe also knew Joseph. I talked to him recently. Bah, really, Jules? They make the laws, they break the laws. We need to speak a language they'll understand, not in one they own. So I take it you've got a much better plan, huh? We need to get the people on our side, turn things around. Abraham knew that. Yeah, you're right. He did know that. So now you're set on miraculously achieving something that Thought spent 1.5 years attempting. This is not about Thought. It's defending myself. This is me defending myself. Well then, what's your defensive plan? There is this guy. A guy, huh? Does go by the name Initiate. Might be a girl. Who cares? Look at this hack on the Thought blog. It was a very elaborate hack. On our site is super safe. I'm not an amateur. That guy, girl, whatever, is skilled, and Initiate mentioned having no sympathy for the government. You gonna trust a random hacker who target Thought simply because he said he doesn't like the government? Why would he first threaten us and then work with us? Leave it to me, Jules. I'll persuade Initiating with ease. Imagine the possibilities with our own hacker. Okay, you know what? Have it your way. I'll have it mine. Arguing like the good old days? Is your UTEL alias still Jules Care? Might be more secure than calling each other. Yeah, it is. Let's get going. There goes my chilled Sunday morning. My mind is still spinning around on what happened to poor Nina. Watch yourself, okay? What? Are you worried about me? Jules, I didn't know you still... Oh, no. Bye, Harry. Okay, so let's see here. Juliet still have she has an utel alias that we need, and so initiate. I have some more information about anti-governmental. I guess that we already said that, but could be good to add, I guess. So where is initiate? There we have him. So anti-governmental. Abe New Joseph could be good to know. They know each other? Very well. This could be a new lead. I will request to consider Joseph Langley as a target. Yet another person in our database, because we were so convinced we are doing the right thing. We have a clearance to proceed. We are going to need to know some basics on who Joseph Langley is. Remember to check old sources. Other than that, focus on hints on Abraham Godfelds. He's the center, the crux of it all. Okay, so let's see here. Trying to set us up is not important. Juliet is working on a Sunday. Wonder if that is important. Might be. So there we go. Join forces, wise ass. Hey, wise ass. I have no idea who you are and why you suspect us of being involved in Bonton bombings. Were these unusual circumstances, I would care less about a weirdo like you, but you just told me your last in your last email you would now tend to another. Well, have a look at the TBN. Is this the person you wanted to tend to? Soon enough you will have some serious explaining to do, and it won't be to me, if you get what I mean. Lucky you. I'm not writing to continue this ridiculous battle or whatever this is. Now we've all made ourselves comfortable in the same sinking ship. I want to suggest something better than bantering each other. You claim to be righteous? Then be righteous. Become a member of Thought. You said you're not on the government side, so why not be on ours? Okay. Let's put that here. He continues active recruitment for Thought. I wonder if this hacker will accept. Well, that we will see soon enough, I guess. Produce triumphant suspect lawyer criminal new portrait. Yep. Let's put that in here. See, where do we have Joseph? Here. So we have a picture of him. That could be good to have. Do we have anything else here? Notable alumni. Yeah, Joseph. Of course, Law Office of the City of Bonton, graduated from Stelligan in 92. So there's another portrait, but I don't think that is important. Can still look into his bank affairs. I don't know if that's interesting. So here we have the Law Office of Langley's. Let's see, profile. Meet Mr. Joseph Langley, our reliable partner in law. Don't like that portrait. Joseph Langley studied criminal law at Stelligan University in Bonton. Instantly after his graduation in 92, Joseph Langley partnered with Catherine Delacroix, a fellow student, who is now officiating as Secretary of Security in the government, to found a criminal law office of their own, Delacroix and Langley Legal. That's interesting. So we know what side he is on. I didn't even know she had a law career going before she actively joined politics. Miss Langley definitely has been around. Yeah. So far, so good on Mr. Langley's background. Excluding the connection to Delacroix, everything seems unsurprising. What we need to know right now are his connections to Abraham Goldfels and possibly the other members of Thought. Yeah, he's gone to the same school, I guess. This is interesting. He spent a year abroad in Argentina and he's served the army. So he's an army dude as well. Any combat experience? So, when Delacroix realized her ambition for politics in 1997, she and Mr. Langley decided to part ways. Joseph Langley kept his office, which has remained to law offices of Joseph Langley. Since the office, Joseph Langley has taken the side of defense in the courtroom innumerable times. His record includes the everyday cases as well as the high-profile media-fueled trials. Expertise. We are experienced you can rely on in areas of engagement. Joseph Langley knows how to handle cases of various complexities. In his many years as a justice advocate, he has gained invaluable skills in a widespread area of law. He engages in cases of the following areas: assault, violent crimes, domestic violence, drug possession, gun possession, driving under the influence, corruption, contract violations, forgery and fraud, identity theft, copyright infringement, parole and prohibition violations. Significant cases. Langley's track record include the Lion Share scandal, which received nationwide media coverage in 2010. In that case, he defended a constructor, entrepreneur Elwood Hendricks, who had taken a governmental contract for the highway construction. When it became apparent his road pavement was of inferior quality than paid for, Hendricks' firm became a suspect to corruption investigations. Joseph Langley took the defense for Hendricks, during which he was able to convincingly argue that Hendricks had actually acted on behalf of the Secretary of Transportation, Greenway, who had taken the largest part of the money put aside in the fraudulent process. The case ended with a minor sentence for Hendricks, whereas Greenway had to step down as a sentence and was sentenced to imprisonment. Okay. So he's good at looking up things. Yeah, I remember perfectly well. No way anybody missed that case at that time. That was either courageous or dumb. Seemingly it turned out to be the former for some time. Now it might be the latter. Yep, and contract. So here we have some contact information for Joseph. We are facing criminal charges. Don't hesitate to contact us. Never bet on or rely on your luck when it comes to criminal charges. Bet on us. If you require assistance, consultants, or simply have a question, don't hesitate to take a second call. Free of charge, or send an email to Langley. Our offices are located in the heart of Bonton. Come visit at... We have all the information of his law office. So now we have everything we need to look further into him. That's good to have some information there. So, find hints of the whereabouts of Abraham Goldfeld, investigate Joseph Langley's connection to Abraham, evaluate Joseph Langley's connection to thought. Okay, so that's what we are still doing. And then we have some mail and chat sessions that we could look into. But I think it's time to take a short break. I hope you like this video. Give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more videos like this one. Leave a nice comment, and I really hope to see you in the next one.